In today's video, we're diving into the future with 10 shocking predictions for Bitcoin in 2025. Bitcoin, the original cryptocurrency, has defied expectations since its inception, and the years ahead are sure to bring even more surprises. Make sure to watch till the end to see what might just be Bitcoin's most unexpected move yet. 1. Bitcoin's price reaches $500,000. Let's start with the most discussed topic, price predictions. Analysts and Bitcoin enthusiasts have long debated how high Bitcoin's price can climb. By 2025, some experts forecast Bitcoin could reach $500,000 or even higher. With increased institutional interest, rising inflation, and Bitcoin scarcity, many believe this isn't just a dream but a real possibility. But what's driving these predictions? The economic environment has shifted, with investors looking for assets that can hedge against inflation. Bitcoin's capped supply at 21 million makes it particularly attractive as a digital gold alternative. Should this happen, it would make Bitcoin one of the most valuable assets in the world. 2. Governments to adopt Bitcoin as legal tender. Nation-states adopting Bitcoin as legal tender marks a significant shift in the global financial landscape. This idea, once seen as radical, became a reality when El Salvador took the bold step in 2021. By making Bitcoin legal tender, El Salvador gave it the same status as their national currency, the US dollar, allowing people to use Bitcoin for everyday purchases, pay taxes, and settle debts. This move not only showcased the nation's willingness to embrace innovation, but also highlighted Bitcoin's potential benefits for countries with unstable currencies. El Salvador's experiment has inspired conversations worldwide as more governments explore how Bitcoin might help stabilize their economies. Countries facing economic challenges, particularly those in Latin America and Africa, could benefit greatly from adopting Bitcoin. Many of these nations have unstable currencies or economies highly dependent on remittances, money sent home by citizens working abroad. For countries like these, adopting Bitcoin offers a unique opportunity. It could provide a reliable and decentralized currency that isn't tied to any government's economic policies or inflation issues. In economies where local currencies lose value quickly, Bitcoin could act as a safeguard, giving citizens an option to store their wealth in an asset less prone to devaluation. Moreover, for people who rely on remittances, Bitcoin could lower transfer fees significantly, as traditional remittance services often charge high rates. The possibility of several nations adopting Bitcoin by 2025 is not just a speculative thought, but a growing reality. Financial experts predict that as more countries witness the effects of El Salvador's initiative, other nations may follow suit. With cryptocurrencies gaining momentum and acceptance globally, it's feasible that regions with underbanked populations or limited access to traditional banking will consider Bitcoin as a viable alternative. Central banks and governments in economically stressed areas may decide to support Bitcoin as a legal tender to attract investments, stimulate economic growth, and provide an economic buffer against financial shocks. If more countries adopt Bitcoin as legal tender, it could pave the way for a new financial ecosystem where digital and traditional currencies coexist. This would redefine international trade and cross-border payments, as Bitcoin's borderless nature and decentralization remove intermediaries and currency exchange fees. Additionally, such a system would make financial services accessible to millions who are unbanked or lack reliable banking infrastructure. Ultimately, Bitcoin's presence in multiple nations as legal tender could revolutionize how we think about money and financial sovereignty, shifting global power dynamics and opening up innovative avenues for economic development. 3. Bitcoin dominates digital gold market. A third big prediction, Bitcoin fully replaces gold as a preferred store of value. While gold has been the traditional hedge for decades, younger investors seem more inclined towards digital assets. By 2025, Bitcoin may completely dominate the digital gold narrative, significantly impacting gold prices. More and more, we're seeing billionaires, large companies, and even nation-states consider Bitcoin over gold. If this trend continues, Bitcoin's position as a new age hedge against economic turmoil could make it even more widely accepted and valuable. 4. Regulatory clarity on Bitcoin worldwide. Another major area to watch is regulation. Regulatory clarity on Bitcoin is likely to improve by 2025. Today, Bitcoin's regulatory landscape varies greatly by country, but global bodies are beginning to standardize frameworks. Clearer rules will attract institutional investors who have been hesitant due to uncertainty and legal risks. Improved regulation can lead to a more stable environment for Bitcoin, making it more accessible to traditional investors and potentially driving massive adoption. 5. Bitcoin transactions on the Lightning Network surge. While Bitcoin is known for its slow transaction speeds and high fees, the Lightning Network is working to change this. The Lightning Network is a Layer 2 protocol that allows for faster, cheaper Bitcoin transactions. By 2025, we could see a massive increase in Bitcoin transactions on this network, making Bitcoin a viable payment option for everyday purchases. If Bitcoin becomes more practical for daily use, it could reshape how we view cryptocurrency, not just as an investment but as an integral part of our spending. 6. Major corporations adding Bitcoin to balance sheets. Prediction number 6 is all about the big players. Large corporations adding Bitcoin to their balance sheets could become a norm by 2025. Tesla, MicroStrategy, and Square have already set the trend, showing that corporate investments in Bitcoin are not just for show but strategic financial moves. This shift indicates growing confidence in Bitcoin as a store of value, and if more Fortune 500 companies follow, we could see a significant boost in Bitcoin's valuation and stability. 7. Central bank digital currencies, CBDCs, coexist with Bitcoin. The rise of central bank digital currencies, CBDCs, presents a fascinating shift in the world of digital finance. While CBDCs are government-issued digital currencies designed to modernize and streamline national payment systems, they might seem to pose a threat to cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. However, CBDCs could actually work in Bitcoin's favor by pushing the idea of digital currency into the mainstream. As central banks worldwide work to launch their own digital currencies by 2025, they are educating the public about digital finance and making digital payments part of everyday life, potentially leading to a more widespread acceptance of digital assets overall. As CBDCs roll out, the contrast between centralized and decentralized currencies is likely to become more apparent, sparking public interest in alternatives like Bitcoin. Unlike CBDCs, which are fully controlled by central banks, Bitcoin operates on a decentralized blockchain with no single governing authority. This distinction may appeal to individuals and regions that prioritize financial privacy or freedom from state oversight. In places where government trust is low or personal data protection is highly valued, people may gravitate toward Bitcoin for its peer-to-peer structure, which offers greater autonomy and anonymity compared to government-backed digital currencies. Ultimately, the coexistence of CBDCs and Bitcoin could create a more dynamic financial ecosystem where individuals have more choice and control over their assets. CBDCs may serve as the default for everyday, regulated transactions, while Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies offer alternatives for those seeking decentralized solutions. This layered approach could lead to an increase in Bitcoin adoption as people become more familiar with digital currencies but prefer the independence Bitcoin offers. Thus, rather than competing directly, CBDCs may help fuel Bitcoin's growth by highlighting its unique advantages in a world where digital finance becomes increasingly essential. 8. Increased Bitcoin mining efficiency with green energy. Another shocking prediction is the mass adoption of green energy in Bitcoin mining. Bitcoin mining has often been criticized for its energy consumption, but by 2025, we may see a major shift towards renewable energy sources. Companies are already exploring ways to mine Bitcoin sustainably using solar, wind, and hydroelectric power. This shift would not only address environmental concerns, but also make Bitcoin mining more affordable and accessible. It could also silence critics and attract more investors who are concerned about Bitcoin's environmental impact. 9. Bitcoin's supply crisis, scarcity hits harder. Bitcoin's limited supply is already a well-known feature, but as demand grows, a Bitcoin supply crisis might emerge. With only 21 million bitcoins ever to exist and millions already lost forever, the pool is shrinking. By 2025, with increased institutional adoption and long-term holding, the available supply for retail buyers could be extremely low. This scarcity is likely to drive prices higher and position Bitcoin as one of the scarcest and hence most valuable assets in the world. 10. Bitcoin as the world's reserve asset? Finally, the boldest prediction yet, Bitcoin becomes a world reserve asset. The idea may seem outlandish today, but the same was once said about digital currencies themselves. By 2025, Bitcoin could be recognized not just as a currency or commodity, but as a reserve asset, like the U.S. dollar, for countries and institutions worldwide. If this were to happen, Bitcoin would reach unprecedented levels of demand and stability, reshaping global finance and challenging the very nature of currency as we know it. And that wraps up our 10 shocking predictions for Bitcoin in 2025. From skyrocketing prices to global acceptance and green mining, Bitcoin's future is as exciting as it is unpredictable. Whether you're an investor, a tech enthusiast, or just curious about the future of finance, there is no doubt Bitcoin will play a big part in shaping it. If you enjoyed today's predictions, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss out on future insights. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.